Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our session. I will just wait for until more attendees join, and then we'll start. Just a few minutes. Okay. Okay, I think we can start now. Hmm. Okay, so let's start. Welcome to our Wellness Wednesdays. My name is Reem, and I'm the in-house dietitian at the Health Bank. I have a special guest here with me today. She will join us later on in the session. I'll be talking, our first session is going to be in our Wellness Wednesday program is a wellness related topic, and we're going to have a wellness related topic on every Wednesday of each week. Today's topic is going to be about overall wellness and health and how to be healthy during quarantine or during these tough times in general. I will be discussing the 5 pillars of wellness, which include food, nutrition, exercise, stress, and sleep. I will start first about talking about food and nutrition, and I'll go more into details about it because that's my line of expertise. And then Mais, who will be joining me later, will talk about exercise, stress, and sleep. Okay, so regarding food and nutrition, what can you do or what can a person do in general in order to improve their wellness or overall health during quarantine or during the COVID-19 pandemic in general? So the first thing a person can do is when you go to purchase food items from the supermarket, I know nowadays because people are not going every day or every other day to the supermarket. So you go once a week, for example, try to make a list of the things that you need to buy and try to stick to it. Don't over purchase. Don't do panic buying behavior because that might lead to over purchasing items and then overconsumption of food as well. Another thing you can do is when you go to the supermarket, try always to prioritize what to buy, like buy more fresh ingredients rather than processed foods, like things like fresh fruits and vegetables and also dairy products. If they're available, concentrate on those rather than on non-perishable items. A good idea would be to cook food at home instead of ordering meals because if you cook food at home, then you can make sure that your food is healthier. You can know what are the ingredients in it, and you can make sure to put fresh food in it instead of processed foods or other items that are usually unhealthy. So you can also find many recipes online, and you can also find healthy recipes. So you can stick to eating healthy with using fresh ingredients, which is a great idea. And in case you want to order food, like in case you don't have time to cook at home, then you try to make sure that you order foods from reliable businesses, businesses that follow strict hygiene requirements, and also with keeping food at safe temperatures, usually less than 5 degrees or more than 60 degrees. Another thing you can do is when you serve the food, actually, try to control portion sizes because we know that while staying at home, you cannot control how many times you eat or how much quantity you eat. So always make sure that when serving food, stick to certain portions and limit those portions in order to make sure that you're not exceeding your caloric intake. And also while cooking, try to follow safe handling procedures. And while doing handling procedures and cooking food, the key principle is wash your hands regularly, keep your hands clean, keep the utensils clean, as well as the kitchen surfaces. Another thing would be like when you're cooking, always separate raw from cooked food. So if you're handling, for example, raw meat, separate it from fruits or fresh food that you're going to eat raw. And when you cook, for example, the food, if you're cooking, for example, meat, try to cook it thoroughly so that you can make sure the bacteria and the viruses on it are killed in the process. And always store the food at safe temperatures, which is less than 5 degrees or more than 60 degrees. And always use safe water while cooking. And also when you store the food after you cook them, like wait 2 hours, not more than 2 hours, and then store them in the fridge, for example. So, and when you choose food items to eat, always make sure that it is limited in salt intake, which is less than 5 grams per day. And in order to achieve this, always prioritize eating foods that are reduced in salt or don't have added salt to it. And like if you want to eat canned foods, try to wash them so that the salt can be removed from the excess sodium can be removed from the cans. And make sure that be aware that pickled food is high in salt, for example. And most of us or people in most communities eat a lot of salt in their diet, not because they add salt to their food, it's because the food that they eat is high in salt because they don't read, for example, the nutrition facts on the food labels when they buy them. And if you're eating something, for example, cooked food, don't add salt to the food, for example. Just don't put salt on your food. For another important thing which you might take into consideration is sugar intake, and it shouldn't be more than 2 tablespoons per day. So if you want to eat something sweet, always stick to fruits, for example, prioritize eating fruits. And for example, frozen fruits are a good idea. Canned fruits, but canned fruits only in their juices, not in syrup, because that one is high in sugar. If you want to have dried foods, also is a good idea. And when you eat desserts or sweets, try to choose the ones that are lower in sugar, not the ones that have high sugar content or high fat content. And also beware for low-fat options, because usually low-fat options have added sugar because to compensate for the taste. Another thing would be limiting fat intake. Your intake should be less than 30% of fat, total fat, and less than 10% of saturated fats. In order to do this, always when you cook food, opt for cooking methods that require less or no fat, such as steaming, grilling, sauteing instead of frying foods. And if needed, use small amounts of oil, so usually unsaturated oils such as sunflower oil or canola oil or olive oil. And always choose the foods that contain healthy sources of unsaturated fats, such as fish or nuts, and rather than the saturated fats. And in order to limit the saturated fats, like if you're eating steak, for example, or chicken, try to trim the excess fat on that meat and choose the ones that are skinless, always without skin. And also reduce foods such as red and fatty meats, butter, and full-fat dairy products, especially foods that contain palm oil, coconut oil, because that is high in saturated fats, as well as margarine. And avoid trans fats as much as possible, because trans fats is the form of fats that come when you fry foods. And it is the most harmful type of fats. And it's very important that you read the nutrition labels to ensure that there is no partially hydrogenated oils listed in the ingredients. If food labels are not available, avoid foods that you commonly know are rich in trans fatty acids, such as and fried foods such as donuts, cookies, biscuits, pies, crackers, and frozen pizzas, for example. These are high in trans fatty acids. Another thing you can do is having high fiber foods. So fiber is very important because it's important for the healthy digestive system, and it also makes you feel full for a longer period of time. and that can prevent overeating and over-consuming of calories. And to ensure that you're having enough fiber intake, always add fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and beans to your diet. And when you want to eat carbs, for example, rice, go for the brown rice rather than the white rice. If you want to eat bread, go for the whole wheat bread rather than the white bread. And for example, pasta, whole wheat pasta instead of the white pasta. And another important factor is hydration. We all know that 60% of our bodies is made of water. So it's very important to drink water and always stick to the normal, regular water instead of sweetened or sugar added beverages in order to have water, because then you'll be having a high intake of sugar and high intake of calories. And if you don't like the taste of water, some people don't, so you can add like fresh lemon wedge or mint or cucumber to enhance the taste a bit. And you also should avoid drinking beverages such as that are rich in caffeine, such as coffee or tea or caffeinated soft drinks such as Pepsi or Coke, as well as energy drinks, because they are high in caffeine. They can lead to dehydration and then can negatively impact your health as well as your sleep patterns. Another thing you should avoid is avoid smoking or substances that you think make you feel better, but in fact they are harmful for your health, such as smoking or drugs or any other substance that can make you feel better for a short period of time, while in fact it's making you even worse by being harmful to your health, basically. Now, when you choose food options, always take care of the nutrients that are found in that food, and try to concentrate on some very important nutrients, because they can improve your health, they can improve your immunity, and make you stronger and fight diseases more effectively. So, for example, the first nutrient, which is a very important one, is protein. It's involved in muscle building and muscle sustaining, as well as improving your strength. This protein is usually found in fish, meat, chicken, eggs, as well as cheeses and beans. And the body usually needs from 1 to 1.3 grams per kilogram body weight. And also, if you have enough muscles, your immunity will be much more effective, and then you can fight diseases and bacteria and viruses as well. Another important vitamin would be vitamin D. Vitamin D, many studies have shown that vitamin D deficiency have led to some viral diseases such as influenza. So you can improve your immunity, and you can improve the antiviral properties by adding more vitamin D to your diet. So you can either expose yourself to the sun if it's not convenient nowadays. If you don't want to go out of the house, then it's better to concentrate on the foods that are rich in vitamin D, such as seafood. Some foods are fortified with vitamin D, like dairy products, cereals, and other types of foods. And you can also take supplements if you're not having enough sources as well. Another vitamin to take into consideration is vitamin A. Vitamin A actually has been proven to be an anti-infective vitamin. It's also an antioxidant. So it can fight off free radicals that the body is exposed to on a daily basis. That includes free radicals, toxins, pollutants, and any other harmful material. So a good source of vitamin A would be meat, chicken, fish, eggs, as well as green vegetables, orange or red-colored vegetables. Another vitamin that is very important is vitamin E, which is also an antioxidant. It actually plays an important role in supporting enzymes that are essential in supporting your immune system. So vitamin E food sources would be raw nuts, like almonds or walnuts, or vegetable oils. Another vitamin would be vitamin B. It is very important in metabolism, in maintaining healthy weight, and improving your central nervous system as well as your brain function. So vitamin B is also found in meat, poultry, eggs, fish, as well as chickpeas. Another vitamin would be vitamin C. Vitamin C is also very important antioxidant, and it can also fight off pathogens. It plays a very important role in your immune function and improves the absorption of iron, which is also a very important mineral for your health as well. So vitamin C is found in citrus fruits and other types of fruits and vegetables as well. Zinc is also very important. It usually helps you also with your immunity. And an important fact about zinc is that it's not stored in the body. Zinc is usually taken on a daily basis and you cannot store it for the next day to be used. So you need a supply of it on a daily basis. Foods that are rich in zinc are meat, shellfish, legumes, seeds, nuts, dairy, whole grains, and other vegetables like potato as well. And another mineral would be selenium. Selenium is also important in thyroid function, in DNA synthesis, and protection from oxidative damage and infection as well. So good sources of selenium would be Brazil nuts, seafoods, organ meats, muscle meats, cereal, and other grains and dairy products. And also omega-3s are very important. It's also good. It provides good calories to give your body energy, and it has many functions for improving your heart function, blood vessel, lungs, and immune system, as well as the endocrine system. And iron is also very important. We all know it's needed to make hemoglobin, a part of red blood cells that acts like a taxi cab for oxygen and carbon dioxide to and from your lungs. And foods that are rich in iron can be red meat, spinach, lentils, and other green leafy vegetables as well. So these are the first two pillars of wellness, that is food and nutrition. The third one is exercise. So we all know that exercise is very important. It's beneficial for our health. It's beneficial to improve our muscle mass. So regular physical activity can benefit both our bodies and minds. It has shown to reduce many diseases such as high blood pressure, high blood sugar, reduce the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and various types of cancers. So, and that is around 150 minutes per week. That is usually the average intake. If you increase your exercise routine to around 300 minutes per week, and then the benefits will also increase with that. So another benefit of exercise can be increase your balance, flexibility, and fitness. And for older people, activities that improve balance can help prevent falls and injuries as well. So regular physical activity can help give days a routine, be a way to stay in contact with family and friends as well. So you can do like group activities of regular activities, or other online sessions that you can do with your family or loved ones. So what can you do in order to stay active during this COVID-19 pandemic? So it's very important that you don't stay in a seated position, and that is not more than 30 minutes straight. Even if you're sitting at a desk, even if you're sitting in your home, it's very important that you walk for 2 to 3 minutes every 30 minutes so that you keep your blood circulation moving. And research has linked sitting for longer periods of time with many health conditions, and that includes obesity, of course, increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat, especially around the waist, and that's on the tummy area, which can lead to other diseases because the fat that is concentrated between the organs can stress on your liver or your kidneys or your heart and can lead to other unhealthy issues and problems. And also it can increase, of course, the death from cardiovascular diseases and cancer as well. So it's good to start somewhere with exercises. So you can start with very small steps until you reach your target of 150 to 300 minutes per week. So a first step you can do is take a break from sitting every 30 minutes, especially if you're at work and sitting at your desk the whole day. Try to move and walk. Like if you have a phone call, for example, just talk on the phone while you're moving around and while you're walking. Also, if you have like meetings with your colleagues, don't go and sit in meeting rooms. Just try to stand or sit or walk around for meetings purposes. Okay, and as well, if you can position your desk so that you can be standing instead of seated the whole time. So how to be active? Okay, the first thing you can do is try online exercise classes. Dancing is a great activity as well. You can do dancing at home, which is great. You can play active video games, which is a great idea. You can do skipping rope at home, and that is also great. There are some exercises you can do, like muscle strength exercising, walking up and down the stairs. That's also a great idea. And you can do also some stretching exercises. So as we said, an average adult should be doing 150 minutes of moderate physical activity throughout the week, at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity throughout the week. And if you do 300 minutes per week or equivalent, you will have additional health benefits. And for developing and maintaining your skeletal system, your muscle strengthening activities can help you improve also your muscles and your skeleton as well. Okay, and the fourth, so we spoke about food and nutrition, exercise, and now we'll talk about stress. So another, the fourth pillar about wellness would be stress. We all know now, because of COVID-19, everyone is feeling stress and anxiety and fear because it's a new disease and we don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of overwhelming and it can cause strong emotions in adults and in children as well. So it's very important to try to cope with the stress in a healthy way, especially for you and for the people that you care about. So, and stress during an infectious disease outbreak can sometimes cause like fear and worry about your own health and the health of your loved ones, changes in sleep patterns or eating patterns, difficulty sleeping or concentrating, and it can also cause to worsening of your health condition, of your chronic health condition, worsening of your mental health condition, and it can also lead to increased use of substances that are harmful for your health, such as tobacco or drugs or other types of substances. So in order to cope with that stress, what you need to do, first you should do some meditation techniques. There are some options that can help improve your emotional health, and can help you also, like taking deep breaths, stretch or meditate, try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and avoid substances that are harmful for you. So I talked about stress briefly, but I have a special guest with me here today. Her name is Mais. She's a master life coach, and she's an Instagram influencer. And Mais will be talking more about exercise, stress, and sleep. So I talked briefly about exercise, but stress also briefly. So I think you will be going more into stress and exercise and sleep, and like more practical. I think you'll make it more fun than the theoretical.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here, and super happy that we can do this wellness one today. Stress for you as well. I'm sure you got a lot of value, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, the topic of today is stress and the impact that it has on your body, your state of mind, and absolutely everything. Now, to start off, then am I going to tell you that you're going to be stress-free after this video? Obviously, that would be a miracle. But what I will give you are ways to manage your stress, because stress happens on a day-to-day basis based on our life experiences that happen instantly, whether it's emails, whether it's dealing with people, whether it's the pandemic that we're dealing with, which is obviously stressful situations. Now, in today's topic on how we're going to manage the stress is first of all understanding where it comes from. So it'd be nice to know where the stress comes from to begin with. So it's actually super easy. Stress comes from a thought pattern. Now, we can't possibly feel anything unless we think about it first. Our body does not produce hormones until there is a thought frequency. So the minute we think of something neurologically, it sends a message down to our endocrine system that produces hormones. So our emotions are a way of speaking to us, alarming us that something is wrong. So if we start listening to our emotions, as opposed to going with the flow, everything changes. Now, in terms of, okay, so I think, well, what do I do? Do I stop thinking? No, I don't expect you to stop thinking. But what I do want you to do is start observing your thoughts. Now, when you start throughout the day, you start your day from the beginning of the day, there's a lot of people that wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And this is the saying, a very common saying that a lot of people use, that I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, it's just not my day. Now, it's impossible for you to wake up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever the saying is. What actually is happening at that moment is that your thought frequency was super fast because many thoughts per second that you get. You didn't realize what you thought. You felt it before knowing what the thought is. So at this point, I want people to start asking themselves the question of, hold on, I'm not feeling great. I'm stressed. I'm anxious. Whatever negative emotion it is that you're feeling. This is your body. There's a radar mechanism that's speaking to you, which is your emotions. Telling you stop it, it hurts. So these negative emotions are there to a radar that's telling you stop thinking that way, it's hurting. That's why I need you to ask yourself, what am I thinking about? And then we become observant. COVID-19, for instance.
No,
COVID-19, I have to work, I have to do a certain thing. You'll notice it's a negative thought pattern.
Yeah.
And a negative thought pattern, it's like a domino effect, one after the other, and you'll notice it's a flow of negative thoughts.
True.
Your body's pumping cortisol and noradrenaline and horrible hormones that would probably damage your body. So, how to get rid of stress or manage it at least? Start observing your thinking. And then when you do know what you're thinking about, shift it. So if you're thinking about COVID-19 or about anything related to anxiety, stress, anger, fear, hurt, guilt, any of these negative emotions, shift your thinking process to something else. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing that. A lot of people find a problem of shifting their focus elsewhere. I said, okay, fine. I know I'm thinking about, we'll use COVID-19 as an example. I know I'm thinking about COVID. How do you set me not to think about it? I'll wear the news, I'll wear the mask. It causes anxiety. So I understand that when you want to shift your thought process from COVID-19 to something else, some people might find it hard or find a problem doing so. Which gives us another option of, if you can't shift your focus elsewhere, your physical motion changes your actual emotion as well. And what I mean by that is our physical motion plays a huge role in the hormones that we produce in our body. Have you ever seen somebody that's depressed or super anxious and angry? Their back is straight and their chin is up and they're smiling.
Yeah.
So, you know, it would kind of look like a crazy person. But on the other hand, you will find a person that's sad and anxious. The minute they start feeling that thought process, what happens? Their shoulders lean down, they curve, their head goes down, and it starts pouring. Your physical motion plays a huge role on what hormones get produced in your body. And this is why exercise is super helpful. For people that don't like exercising, simply changing your physical motion, as in when you are anxious or angry or stressed, the first thing you need to do, if you cannot change your thought process, is stretch your spine, make it straight, lift your chin up, and if you want to add a little touch to it, start hopping. Have you ever seen somebody sad on a trampoline? No, everybody's happy on a trampoline. And the reason why is because the minute you jump on a trampoline, your body starts producing endorphins. And not only a trampoline, when you exercise in a gym, or any sport for that matter. So try to separate the word exercise to gym, because a lot of people find exercises and they have to go to a gym, and I don't like going to the gym and weights. Exercise is movement.
Yeah.
So any sort of movement, it could be a sport of some sort, it could be an activity, it could be painting as well. You're still moving your arms, you're moving your core. The fact that you're moving and you're shifting your focus from a thought pattern that's negative into a focus of one thing and one thing only, and it's a goal. So if you're in your gym, for example, your goal is to finish that class that's 1 hour or 10 minutes with the right posture and your back is straight. At the lean, your goal is to stay jumping. Painting, your goal is to finish the portrait. So when you change your focus into one place and one place only, which is the now, you'll notice that you won't feel those emotions anymore. Not because you don't want to feel them, but because you are literally forcing your body to produce the positive hormones, which is endorphins or dopamine. These are the good hormones for the body.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what effects these good hormones have on your body? Fantastic for your health, for your skin, for your well-being, and also, most importantly, for your mindset. The minute your mindset is clear, that it is at a great level, what happens is that you can think clearly. And when you can think clearly, you become more productive. And when you become more productive, you can start setting future goals, you can start setting out a plan, whether it's in a company that you're working with, or it's your company that you might have a bigger vision for. So these are techniques on how to manage your stress. Because it's going to be there. These are things that are outside of us. However, what we are in control of is what's happening inside of us. So we might not have the control outside of us, but certainly you have the control of shifting your thought pattern, fixing your body posture, exercising and moving more, which is inside you. Nothing on the outside can control the hormones that are based inside. It is just an image, it is a perception that you see inside out. But it cannot affect the outside in. The effect that happens is also inside out. It's the way you see things, the way you see COVID-19, the way you see the stress at work. It is a reality, it is there. We all know it. Now the question is how you adapted your reality so my life can be even better than it was before COVID-19. So this takes us on to another thought pattern of how we can excel and grow and become bigger, but that's probably for another talk. And for now, I think the best tips I can give you is one, listen to your emotions. And when you do listen to them, is that okay, what am I thinking about? That's the question you ask yourself. Great, now that you know that your thought pattern is negative, shift it. You can shift it, change your physical motion, change your place, stand up, even if you're in the office, get off your chair, move a little bit, add some motion, listen to some music that impacts you as well. And number three, your physical fitness, because you are inducing the positive hormones, or I don't know the positive hormones, whether it's dopamine, whether it's endorphin, and it's a lot of them. So we're using these techniques. Very easy, very simple, and in 3 seconds, you change your emotions and you get stress-free.
Yeah, exactly.
I do it.
That's a great idea.
So yeah, I wonder if there's any questions or if there's because a lot of people tend to ask questions in the sense of this works, this doesn't work. So I'd like to know
what questions you have. Oh, look at this. We got a comment. Yogesh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also wanted to ask you, Mais, regarding sleep. Do you have any tips? Because we all know now during COVID-19, people are not sleeping because of the stress. It could lead to low sleep patterns, or people tend to not sleep also because they're always thinking and having nightmares about COVID-19. So do you have any tips for that?
Guaranteed, yes. And sleep is definitely one of the most important things for your body to recover and for you to also stop overthinking.
Of course.
The best tip I can give you for sleep is the most powerful one, and it's free of charge, and it's breathing. The minute we put high levels of oxygen in our body, we automatically calm down. Now, obviously, there's a lot of breathing techniques out there. I offer them as well. There's a lot that people, maybe they don't want to actually listen to a meditation, but we don't actually breathe throughout the day. And we think we do, obviously, because we need oxygen to survive. However, you'll notice that a lot of people tend to do this. This is a sign of lack of oxygen. We're on the go all the time. But when was the last time you took a full-on breath and filled your lungs and your stomach and your head with oxygen? The more oxygen inside your body, the more relaxed you are, and the better it will help you sleep. Now, a quick and easy breathing technique that if somebody is watching here, 4-7-8 breathing. 4-7-8 is breathing in for 4 seconds. So it could be either from your nose, or it could be from your mouth, whatever you choose better. However, you start breathing from your stomach to your chest into your head, and it's a pace of 4 seconds. So when I say in your stomach, as in fill your belly with oxygen, so it'd be something like this: fill in, and then into your head. So it's like a wave of some sort. So when I count it, it's here. I hold for 7 seconds.
Okay.
So I hold. And when I exhale,
For 8.
Now doing the noise ha, it is extremely powerful because you're actually slowly opening up these cords that you have in your throat, and you're opening up your lungs as well. Now this is big no. So it's either you slowly release your breath, or you use the ha technique. Now, the minute I'd love it if if everybody's here practicing it right now. Breathe in 4 seconds, hold for 7, breathe out slowly 8. And when you start practicing this, the 4-7-8, very easy technique. Just do it before you sleep. The counting, the shifting, and the minute your focus is on your breath, and it's into one place. This is the trick really with sleep. With sleep is shifting your focus in one place. It is the strongest sort of meditation. This is what meditation is. Meditating is not just sitting there. Meditating is shifting your focus into one place and one place only. So if I would give you the best advice here, shifting your focus into your breathing, into your heartbeat. If some people would like to place their hand on their heart as they breathe, and really listening to their heartbeat and feeling it, this will knock you out, guaranteed. Plus, not only will knock you out, it lowers your blood pressure, helps sleep apnea, relaxes you, so you actually have a good night of sleep, quality sleep, not the sleep that you're in and out.
And also, if you avoid light from external sources,
of course,
don't use your phone, keep your room dark as well.
Of course, and it's not only about not using your phone. I mean, if we're going a bit technical in this, it's preferable you have 0 electronics next to you. So your phone should not even be, I mean, if you can keep it like 10 meters away, that would be fantastic. So TV in your room, big no.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, this is something I would be asking people to do that is a part of their lifestyle. A lot of people will tell me, no, I need my TV in my room, which is understandable, but you need to know that it has a negative impact on your body because of the electronic rays. However, oxygen, definitely breathing is the way to go. 4-7-8, easiest breathing technique. And also to release stress, I give away corporate relaxations, that it's a 5-minute meditation. Very easy to do on your desk. You listen to it, you relax, you get your mind. So it's like recharging, reboosting your system. And a fun technique you can do if you have children, and of course, if you want to do this in the office or if you're doing this at home, is a lot of people tend to ask me, Mais said, okay, fine, I'm observing my thoughts. I changed my physical motion, but sometimes things just happen and I stress. Or what happens after I do my breathing technique and then I stress. So what I want you to do is a quick exercise, and we can actually do this together.
Okay.
Let me just get the timer on the phone. And I want everybody to do that. So if you have your phones next to you, if you can just pull out the timer that you have here. So a stopwatch, just a stopwatch, okay? And what I want you to do is for 1 minute, we're just gonna count our breathing, okay? So our normal breathing, inhale, exhale, one breath, okay?
Okay.
So count it in your head or count in your hand. You guys are ready? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna count our breaths and we're gonna start. Ready? Okay. Okay, so we're done with 1 minute.
It's a good idea because you concentrate on your breathing.
Yeah, but no, this is not the.
Also becomes slower. Like it was, and then
How many breaths did you have in 1 minute?
breathe in, breathe out. 18.
Wow. Okay, so if you did this for 1 minute and you counted your breath, inhale, exhale is considered one. If you had anywhere between, obviously you had more than 10, but if you had anything between 10 to 12, you're good.
Okay.
Anything 15 and above, you are stressed.
Thank you.
18, Reem, maybe anxious, you know? 20 and above, oh my, you need to do this exercise now. Okay. The faster you're breathing, less oxygen is coming in, more stress. And that's what tends to happen when you stress out. Okay. What tends to happen is that you'll find people, they get stressed, they get anxious, they get a panic attack. What is a panic attack? Palpitation. Yeah, exactly. So this is the first thing you need to do in this exercise. Now, this is the technique I'd like you to do in order to, if you are obviously stressed, we need to like tone it down. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna reset our stopwatch. However, this time, okay, we're gonna do 1 minute. But when we inhale, and when we exhale, we do this. Until you lose oxygen, basically, like when you lose your breath. Okay. Now the fun part is that if you have children, get creative with this. So it doesn't have to be it could be ow, yeah. Make noises, make some fun out of it. It's a nice activity to share. And you know what? It's not a problem if you'd like to be kids as well. So you don't have to have children to do this with funny noises. If you feel like you want to be funny and you want to do funny noises with your spouse, your friend, your family, go ahead. You're probably going to annoy the neighbors, but it's worth the exercise because you're going to see what's going to happen. So Reem, are you ready? We're going to do this together. So I'm going to be humming with you. So it's called the stress-free humming.
No,
I just made that
for
up.
Me, but yeah.
No, we're going to make a noise. You have to make the noise. It's a hum. Okay. So I'm kind of pushing you out of your comfort zone right now. All right, you ready? Okay. No, you can't. The thing is, I don't want you releasing.
Okay.
I want you to, I want it to come out with noise, not breath. Okay. I don't want breath. I want noise. Okay. Okay. It can be low. That's 1 minute. How many breaths did you take?
3.
3, as opposed to 18. That's a big difference. How do you feel?
Better.
No, as in like physically, how do you feel?
Like calmer, maybe I think.
You would feel definitely calmness, and if you really do the you'll feel quite a vibration in your body that calms you down. This is, as silly as it seems, a very powerful technique. In 1 minute, 18, 20, 22 breaths, and in 1 minute, same time, 3 breaths.
Mm.
But you took good amount of oxygen there. You filled up your lungs and you release them at a decent pace. So when you do that, your blood pressure goes shh. You're releasing the stress. Again, your focus is on your breath.
Yeah.
It's not elsewhere. You're counting. It's like counting sheep when you want to go to sleep. That's why it works, is because your focus is there. And at the same time, you're really healing your body from a lot of problems. So you're also producing high levels of dopamine while you breathe, which is fantastic. Endorphins as well. Many other great hormones that are helping your body.
So how many times do you suggest we do this breathing technique?
Anytime you need. I mean, breathing is free. Yeah, the more you breathe, the more oxygen you fill your body, the more oxygen you fill your brain, the more active you become, the more you'll feel a difference. If you breathe, if you start your day off with a breathing technique, I offer many breathing techniques, but like a proper breathing technique.
Mm.
Midday, do another breathing technique. At night, do another. You'll start noticing that the energy levels in your body are very different. You sleep better, you wake up early and energetic, and you feel different. Your skin feels different. Your appetite feels different.
Mm.
The more breathing you do, it increases your metabolism as well. But not this breathing technique. Another breathing technique where it's called the hypoxic breathing technique. So even though hypoxia means no oxygen, however, it's one of Wim Hof's breathing techniques where we fill up about 30, 40 breaths intense in our body, and then we go hypoxic. We cut off oxygen for about a minute. And once our body goes into that state, it goes into a healing process, also increases your metabolism, helps burn fat, helps you accelerate even more. Your thought processes become better, expands your mind and your thinking. So easiest prescription anyone can give, breathing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I gave you 2 techniques, the 4-7-8 and the humming. I mean, if you just use these 2, definitely your stress levels are gonna drop down at least by 80% if you are doing the technique. So I don't expect you to do the technique and then 6 hours later you tell me, no, I'm stressed now. So when you are stressed or you feel like you're getting stressed or you'd like to measure your stress, count your breathing, see how many breaths you have per minute. And now when you're conscious about it, you start saying, okay, wait, let me see how many breaths do I have in a minute? Because if I measure your breathing now,
it's going to be less.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be less. I mean, we don't want to bore them by another minute of just breathing. But if after the humming, you measure your breathing again, you'll notice that you're definitely below 15 breaths a minute, which shows you that your stress levels immediately went down just by humming.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's great.
yeah,
Thank you for the techniques.
I hope you like it and enjoy it. It helps me a lot, and all ages, no side effects.
Yeah, exactly. Not like medication, of course. So, does anyone have any questions? We can wait and see. On YouTube. Okay. That's it then. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. We want to thank Mais as well for this amazing session. We want to get you more and more every Wednesday to give us more examples and more tips. and hope you liked our session this week. Wait for us next week for a very exciting topic as well. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.